have expected him also to say, either on his birthday or on any special occasion, now that we are back to democracy, there is freedom of speech, even the freedom to lie.
Oshiomole'S freedom to lie and the freedom of others to tell the truth. Recently, trying to argue against the conferment of national honor on late Professor Humphrey Nwosu, Senator Adams Oshiomole said, among other things, now that we are back to democracy, there is freedom of speech, even freedom to lie. He expected late Professor Humphrey Nwosu to have said something, even if it entails lying. Or freedom to lie can destroy right to life. Imagine how many lives were lost in war during the Nigerian Civil War just because of the lie that the 1966 coup was an Igbo coup. Families are broken and torn apart because of lies. Lie does not pay. The Nigerian Constitution does not explicitly mention right to tell lies. While the Constitution protects the right to express opinions and ideas, Nigerian laws do not condone spreading false information or telling lies. Therefore, when you have freedom to lie, people have freedom also to reject the lie and find out the truth. Abraham Lincoln said that no man has a good enough memory to make a successful liar.
I would have expected him also to say, either on his birthday or on any special occasion, now that we are back to democracy, there is freedom of speech, even the freedom to lie.
We're not even going to tell them the truth.
The most credible and fairest election ever conducted in the history of Nigeria, the man behind it, they are debating whether or not to immortalize him.
Let me explain the process from June 16, 1993. Remember, we were promised that if that election was conducted to be free and fair, accepted by international observers and local observers, that we would be given national honors. So my colleagues were also working hard as Nigerians. So when, according to our effort, you knew all the problems, all the restrictions, in spite of all that, June 12 came. The election was conducted, it was peaceful, materials were distributed all over Nigeria promptly in all difficult terrain because of arrangement and logistic preparation we put in place.
It is true that the presidential election was generally seen to be free, fair, and peaceful.
Despite all the threats from the military cabal, the man still went ahead to conduct the freest and fairest election. It is highly unfair. It's very disappointing that some of us will be certain fact just because Professor Humphrey Nwosu is an Igbo man. Mr. Boss Mustafa, the immediate past SDF, and late Mohammed Waziri, we were the SDP returning agents at the collection center. Yesterday, when this matter broke up, I had to call Boss Mustafa. I had to call him. I said, Boss Mustafa, what happened at the collection center? And he narrated to me how courageous Humphrey Nwosu was. And he said, without Humphrey Nwosu's courage, you can't even talk about election. In fact, Buhari Bello, who was INEC legal director, was the one that was running in between Humphrey Nwosu and the NDSC. And Buhari Bello is still alive. He will testify to you how courageous Humphrey Nwosu was in that exercise.
Now that we are back to democracy, there is freedom of speech, even the freedom to lie.
Not even going to tell them the truth. Following the revelation from IBB's book that the coup was not an Igbo coup. That coup that they lied that it was an Igbo coup led to the Biafran War, where it led to the buying of a lot of Igbos. Without that lie that it was an Igbo coup, they will not be Nnamdi Kanu. They will not be Nnamdi Kanu. Because Nnamdi Kanu grew up to see that, oh, my people are being marginalized. My people are being stereotyped. My people are not given the right opportunity as other tribes. You know, we have 3 major tribes in Nigeria: Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba. They are not.
This man you see here, his name is Gowon. Many years ago, he was eating and dining with Fulani people. He worked hand in hand with Fulani people. Now this same man, Fulani used his head to commit genocide on 3 million plus people. Both women, children, and baby were unalive by the manipulation they manipulated it. Now fast forward to today. Remember I told you it's from Plateau State and it's from Middle Belt. Fast forward to today. Same Fulani that are his friend, that they were whining and dining together, gallivanting together, unaliving innocent people. Now, same Fulani that he was working for are now unaliving his people. Not 100, thousands of Plateau people have been unalive by Fulani militia. He sit down, helplessly watching. I wonder what Gowon will be thinking in his heart.
I'm desperate to see Nigeria walk. People were blinded. Instead of seeing what they would do to make the country work, make the country productive, they were focused on wrestling power. What are we going to use the power to do?
Now that we are back to democracy, there is freedom of speech, even the freedom to lie.
And if you allow yourselves to be deceived, things can only get worse. Fulani terrorists will take over your land. In this life, what goes around comes around. If you support evil today because you're benefiting, eventually that evil will overwhelm you. This
The Yoruba indigene. I want to talk to you all. And I want you to listen and accept what I'm about to say. I said they are already usurping you from your villages all over Yoruba State. In Ogun State, Osun State, Ondo State. This is time we must band together to fight for our fathers so that they don't overtake us in it. Don't let them use religion take over our land. All those villages they have taken over in Ondo State, when they wanted to kill, they killed Christian and Muslim alike. They are fighting for the land, they are not fighting for religion. And calling on to the royalties in Yoruba land. Your Oni of Ife, the Imperial Majesty. Kabiyesi, we greet you, sir. Please talk about this. The new Alaafin, please talk about this. All the kings in Ondo State. The kings in Lagos, Oyo, Oshun, please talk about this. Because when the war overwhelms us, we will not be able to do anything about it.
We ended up in an ungoverned region in the thick of the forest. I cannot describe the agony of 6 days in captivity in this little piece. I cannot talk about how they asked my husband to choose between myself being raped or his daughter being raped. My husband broke down in uncontrollable tears. One of them hit him saying, "Yoruba bastard, you dey cry, idiot." I can't imagine Yoruba thieves going to Sokoto or Maiduguri to kidnap Fulani people and keep them in their own bushes. I pity the country. I pity Yoruba people. Oh, I pity you. I pity my people.
This is why people like Nnamdi Kanu are saying you should separate the country. Because some people are undocumented and coming to use that I am a Nigerian to come to the south and kill my Igbo people, kill my Edo people, kill my Yoruba people.
That is the price you pay for treachery. That is the price you will continue to pay until you rise up and say enough is enough. Your lives are being taken away from you. Your forests are being occupied. Your mothers are being raped. Your daughters are being abducted. And the whole national government, presidency, is supporting such people. And people must come out to say that enough is enough. When you travel to the north, do you live in the forest in the north? The Igbo people in Sabangari in Kanu, are they living of course it's Hausa land, are they living in the forest? What are Fulani people doing in our forest? Nobody can answer that question. They say, why can't Fulani produce milk in Sokoto? Why can't they produce Carnation milk in Kanu? They have the cattle. Before the white man came, did you see
see any Fulani in your forest? All these people talking rubbish about movement of cattle and movement of... I'm asking you, before Britain came and handed over Nigeria to Fulani, ask your grandfathers, please.
Their activities has destroyed agriculture in northern part of Nigeria. Their activities have destroyed cattle rearing in northern Nigeria. Their activities has destroyed education in northern Nigeria. Many schools are closed now. You have a duty, a responsibility as educated Fulanis, of which we are, to reach out to your people that crime does not pay. Criminality of these bandits that are mostly Fulani has destroyed the name, the image, the reputation of every Fulani man. How does that help us? You should go to every nook and cranny, meet your people, tell them that we don't want banditry in northern Nigeria. We don't want kidnapping in northern Nigeria. We don't want their activities that has been destroying our image, our reputation as the people in northern Nigeria.
Now that we are back to democracy, there is freedom of speech, even the freedom to lie.
I became a governor to the court when President Obasanjo and Atiku were in government. I did not pay the court 1 naira. I was sitting in my house in the office, and the court declared me winner. When a governor is hosting them, it can't happen in Nigeria today.
I would have expected him also to say, either on his birthday or on any special occasion, now that we are back to democracy, there is freedom of speech, even the freedom to lie.
We're not even going to tell them the truth.